Today I want to share some progress on the RLOG project, which is coming to conclusion. First of all, I would like to show the dashboard with all the alarms running on the replicant node. So I'm going to start a Docker cluster with 4 nodes.
Dmitry,
yes.
Sorry, there's a black block in your screen.
Oh, did it disappear now?
It's smaller, but not disappear.
Okay. It's like a zoom overlay. I move it to the side.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, so I'm going to start a cluster with 4 nodes. 2 of these nodes are going to be replicant nodes. And I will demonstrate that dashboard is going to work on these nodes and can configure workflows and whatnot. Also, I'm going to show the tests for the dirty operations. Okay, I think it's going to start soon. So this is the dashboard of MQX running on the replicant node. Looks pretty normal. So let's try to configure something from the dashboard on the replicant node. I'm going to create a fake rule. Okay. Yeah, like this. Okay, so we created a rule on the replicant node. Let's see if it also got created on the core node. Oh, sorry, wrong IP. Let's go into rules. And yes, our rule is replicated on the core node, and let's see if it's also on the our replicant node. So basically this was achieved by adding more shards for every application what we have in MQX. The same goes for ACL and authentication and whatnot. Okay, the next part of my demo is going to be dirty operations. So recently we merged a PR which adds support of dirty operations to mnesia. They work by depending on the role of the node, dirty operations will either become RPCs to the core node, from where they will be replicated using the same mechanism as we previously showed for transactions, or they will on core node, if you use mnesia, they will become just regular mnesia dirty writes. And just to show some tests. So basically, in the test suite, we start 3 nodes. One of them is replicant, and now one is core node. And when we perform dirty write and dirty delete on each of this node, and we compare the contents of nodes. Let's see if I can. I need to stop the cluster first. Yeah. I'm going to run this test case to demonstrate that it does indeed work. The tests passed. And finally, the smallest feature is metrics for the RLOG replications. I'm going to start the Docker again. When I will start shell on one of the replicants and run this command. Oh, yeah, so on, wait a second. Yeah, I started like this. If you have any questions about what was demonstrated previously, feel free to ask.
Yeah, it would be great if you had given a recap on the RLOG project, like what's the core node and what's the replicant node.
So core node, they run regular mnesia using hash topology, and replicant nodes, they connect to one of the core nodes and simply replicate all the transactions that happened on the core nodes without participating in the transactions.
So what is it logging now?
sorry. So the profit from this solution is that less nodes participate in transaction, they don't hold locks, etc.
In the command you typed in, the role is so you have to start two clusters separately, or
oh yes, I can explain this. So I start the Docker cluster like this, and what it becomes in the so we always need two core nodes because we want all the transactions to be replicated synchronously, and then we have two more nodes, and the role depends on the value of environment variable role. This way, I can test the cluster as if all nodes of all four nodes used mnesia replication, compare the results.
Okay. My question is, do you have to run Docker compose up twice for this?
No, it's just a single command. I just typed wrong parameter last time. So
Yeah,
yeah, I think
you typed in replicant, and do you have to type in core to start the core nodes?
No, I just typed the same command, and I just made a mistake first time.
Okay.
So that's why I restarted it. So yeah. Okay, so now each replicant node reports some metrics about the RLOG replication. It prints something about some metrics about Bootstrap. How much time did it take? How many keys did it have to transfer to create the initial snapshot of data? It has some metrics about import transaction, the state, which node does it connect to, etc. And also some information about shards which are down. Currently, some shards are down because I don't enable the plugins. But if I enable mnesia authentication plugin, for example, the shard will automatically start. Yeah, that's it. That's all what I wanted to show.
About shards for plugins, do we start? So the shard is automatically added when you load a plugin.
Yes, I implemented lazy startup of shards to support plugins. So I can try to demonstrate how it works. Yeah, let me see. So first of all, I'm gonna enable so let me enable our mnesia plugin. Sorry, I need to do it on all core nodes.
Yeah, I'm curious what happens to other nodes with regards to the shard.
Shard will try to connect plugins. They don't.
Okay,
sorry, maybe I misunderstood refreshing them.
So if a plugin is not loaded, it's loaded only in part of the nodes in the cluster, in some of the nodes, not all nodes. What happens to the shard?
I believe it will try to find a core node which has all the tables loaded and shard started.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so if a client, if a replicant node does not have a plugin loaded, it will not try to fetch the data for this shard.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, understood.
And let me see if shard was started automatically. Yes, as you can see, our mnesia shard, it now became in sync. It was removed from this down list and it now appears in the in sync list.
Mm.
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you.